Hey everyone, cool that you're watching. Today I want to talk about journaling. I've been journaling for a month now and I have been really enjoying it. So in this video, I just wanted to share with you some of my experiences. So what we'll be talking about. First, I'll give you a short introduction into what journaling actually is. Secondly, I'll tell you about why I actually started journaling. Thirdly, I will tell you a bit about how I'm journaling, because of course there are many different ways. So I'll explain how I am journaling. Fourthly, I'll talk about the things I actually write about. And lastly, I'll actually share with you some tips that I wish I would have had before I started journaling. So let's dive straight into it. First up, what is journaling actually? Journaling basically is a practice in which you write down your thoughts, feelings, experience, could be anything basically, of the last day, last week, basically whatever you feel like. You can do this in a notebook, like I'm doing, or you can do this on Word or Notes or any other thing on a digital format. For most people, it's a really nice way to reflect on life, on experiences, or just to write down their thoughts so they're not in their head anymore. So there's different forms of journaling. You have daily journaling, that's what I am doing, which is basically writing down whatever you want to write about every day. You have gratitude journaling, writing down things that you're grateful for. You also have bullet journaling. There's many different sorts of journaling. But to be honest, I think you'll find your own way and you'll see what type of journaling suits you best, or what type of journaling your type of journaling actually is. Because that's also the beauty in it, right? There is no fixed way of doing journaling. You can write about whatever you want, whenever you want, and it's called journaling, so it's fine. It's really just an accessible way to cope with stress by writing down your feelings, or just capture experiences that you've had by writing them down in a notebook or somewhere on a digital platform. So then let's go on with why I started journaling. So I've been trying to start a journal several times the last couple of months, but I found myself every time stopping after a couple of days just because I wasn't feeling it or I just forgot it. But then I randomly decided to go on an interrail for 2.5 weeks. Because I went solo traveling on this interrail, it would be a very nice way to write down my emotions, feelings, or experiences of the last couple of days, and to just capture it so I could read it whenever I would feel like after the interrail trip. So that's when I started to try it another time and to actually make it a habit this time. So then how do I write in my journal? So I want to write in my journal every day just because I want to make it a habit, and to make habits stick, you have to be consistent and do it every day for a prolonged period of time, which is what I'm trying right now, and it's actually working for the first time, so that's cool. How I basically write is, I always start by writing down the date, obviously, because I want to know on what day I wrote something, and just something that I do as well is just to write down the time. I don't know whether it actually makes sense to do it, but I think it's actually just funny to see at what time you were writing this. And then the main thing for me is just to write down something. It's not important that it's like 3, 4, 5 pages long or just half a page. For me, the important thing is that I write down something to stay consistent and build this habit. As I've been showing before, I am writing in a notebook. I just like to write down things by hand instead of just on a computer. I'm on a computer plenty of time already, so I like being in the handwriting. And therefore, it's also quite a mindful experience for me, if I can say it like that. It's really cool doing it and I'm really enjoying it. And another thing which has been really important for me is that I have specific moments in the day that I write in my journal. So I would either do it directly after breakfast or directly after dinner, most of the times. There's also times where it just pops into my mind and I forgot it during breakfast or dinner, and I just take my notebook and go write in my journal. So most important things for me just on how I write in my journal is I want to do it daily to build a habit. I want to write down the dates so I know when I wrote what, and I want to do it at a specific moment every day just so I can build this habit and I know that now is the time to go journaling. So then what am I writing about actually? So as I said before, it could be about anything. For me, there's no specific thing to write about. I just write down whatever I feel like, and this could be 3 pages long, could be half a page long. As long as I write, it's fine. As you can imagine, during the interrail, it were mostly experiences that I wrote down. As I said before, it was important to me that I had the memories of everything that happened during the day somewhere stored in a notebook or on a laptop, for me then in a notebook. And I'm really happy that I did that, because now I can just open the notebook, read a bit, and know exactly what happened during the interrail trip. So what were these things that I was writing about during the interrail? As I said, experiences. It would be about people that I just met on the day and the conversations that we've had. It could be about the surroundings that I saw while walking through a city or through landscapes, or it could be about feelings that I had while having an experience. Did something make me happy? Did something make me sad? Am I anxious? Do I want to get on the next train? So where do I want to go to and how does it make me feel? All that kind of sorts of things. So that was basically what I wrote about during the interrail. Was quite a system every day. I knew what I wanted to write about and what I wrote about every day. But then I got home after Interrail and I still wanted to stick to this habit, right? So then the question becomes, what am I writing about now? And the thing is, actually every day I still write about experiences that I've had that day, people that I met, or how situations made me feel. So for me, most important is just writing down experiences from the day, people that I've met, and the feelings that it invoked. And this could be 3 pages long, as I said, or just 1 page, or actually just 2 sentences. As long as I'm writing every day, it's fine. So lastly, I want to share with you some tips that I wish I would have had when I started journaling. So the first tip that I would give you is just get started. Just write something down and see where it goes. It's about you, it's about personal discovery, it's about personal growth. No one really tells you what to write down, just write down whatever you feel like and get started. Secondly, I would say pick a time every day that you would write a journal about. Just like it's for me after breakfast or after dinner, just make it a habit and try to stick to the habit. It doesn't have to be daily, it can also be weekly. Just find a way for yourself to get comfortable with it, but most importantly, do it consistently on the same times, because it's easier to build the habit in that moment. I felt like, because all the other times that I actually tried to do this and I didn't do it consistently, it basically just ended because I either forgot it or I just didn't want to. Thirdly, find a nice and comfortable place for you to write. Could be in your own bedroom, on your desk, could also be in the park outside, could it be anywhere, wherever you feel like you want to write. I've personally been writing in my bedroom, I've been writing in cafes, I've been even writing at friends' places. So basically just find a place where you would be comfortable writing. Fourthly, be honest with yourself and just write down anything without judgment. This is a hard one because you might think, this is a very negative thought, I don't want to write this down. But just do. It's about self-reflection, it's about self-discovery. So if that's what you want to write down, then just write it down and you'll see afterwards what it does to you when you wrote it down. And probably it's going to be positive writing it down. And lastly, I would say keep your journal private. It's your thoughts, it's your experiences, it's your way of thinking about things. It's important to you because it's your own path to self-discovery, but no one else needs to know about it. And also, if you know that it's just going to be you reading it, you could be freer in writing things down. So as I said, journaling has been a very positive experience for me, and now a month in, I'm very happy that I've been able to consistently write down my feelings, experiences, and anything basically, and I really want to keep this going. And if you do like this kind of content, then please leave a like down there below, maybe a subscription as well to the channel, because I will be posting more of this kind of content in the future. But for now, I want to say thanks for watching and see you on the next one.